Hello, everyone, and by everyone so far, Noel and Matthew, technically.
Yeah.
There's no intro this time because Brandy got lazy. So.
It's not that I got lazy. I had dinner with my parents. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. She had more important things to do other than me then.
Well, because I went to pick something up. Oh. So I'll let you do what you wanted to do first, since we're waiting on people to funnel in.
Okay.
But then I have something to show you.
Oh, hang on. Let me post the things in the swap chat because everyone's been talking about the fees, so I can talk about my live stream.
Exactly. Oh, I'm going to need my leftover nerds that I didn't use on my fish the other day.
Okay, so I've had nerds before, but I've only had the rainbow ones. The rainbow ones are mixed up. I didn't know that if you just got 2 flavors, they come individually.
Great. Grape and strawberry are my 2 favorite ones.
That's why I had a dumb moment. But anyway, guys, so I got this. We're going to talk a little bit before we actually talk about the movie. This is something I bought off of Juliana. She was doing a claim sale on Instagram. And I, of course, bought some of her DC stuff. I know, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
I've actually tagged some of my DC stuff to get sold in the next purge, believe it or not. Not a lot of it, but some of it. There's stickers at the very, very bottom of this thing. Alright. Juliana sticker. Nice. Hey, McDorks, just in time. I'm opening something from Juliana. Yeah, they've been in Disney, and I've been seeing all their story posts, and I'm getting jealous of everything.
You know, that Stitch is adorable.
Oh, it is. But I got the red Batman from Target. This is the one you could only get if you had one of Target's freaking cards. I don't need another credit card. I don't need that, so I bought it off Juliana. And then the next one is one, hey Shanky Girl, hey Empty, that I never thought I would get, but I kind of needed it for my set. It's the pink Joker. So there's 3 Jokers for Bombshell. I wanted at least 1 for the set. Because the only Bombshell pops I'm missing, I have all the variants of all the other characters, and I was only missing a Joker. So I finally got one.
Well, that's a good one to get because he's got the kisses all over his face.
Well, so does the normal one, but this one's just like the breast cancer pink one. Or is this breast cancer or Valentine's Day? I can't remember. With the Valentine's Day? Okay. I know the normal one is just him like in his normal colors, and then the chase one is black and white. Hey, Nadia. All right, Brandy. Show off whatever the hell you got now.
You're actually going to like this, though. Oh. Well,
I also got.
First of all, I think it's funny. So this is. Aw.
Okay, now.
Well, headers in the chat.
Are you going to be free to come straight? It's cool if you're not. If you're working, that's cool.
So, you see the name of this coffee?
Birthday suit.
It smells like birthday cake.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't smell like an actual birthday suit.
That would be gross. I didn't want to put on the cheese coffee, but I thought this was really cute. I love this company, Bones Coffee. It's like my favorite coffee. And my mom surprised me and said, "Hey, I got you a birthday suit." And I'm like, "You already gave me a birthday suit 44 years ago." Like, no, smart ass. So, so she got me this. But, okay. We can open Pokemon Oreos.
You want to know what I did with mine?
What? Ate them?
Well, most of them. But if anyone saw that picture I posted of that silicone base leaking in my package, that's what I bought it for. Upstairs right now is a resin piece curing in a mold that I made using the Charmander cookie.
Oh.
If that one turns out good, I'm going to do all the others.
Okay. So explain this to me. There's like, the Mew is the one that's the hardest one to find, or is there one per package?
No, I've opened 3 of them so far. I've only found 1.
Okay, so I have 2. But I promised my dad.
The Root Crew had one package and they found 2 Mews in there, so I don't know if that was a factory error or what. But
well, I have 2, and we can open one of these if you want and see if we get a Mew. I saw the Mews are on eBay for like $50 or something stupid for a cookie.
Teresa Newell sent me a post of someone actually bought. I highly doubt it was a real transaction, but someone bought a cookie for $15,000.
Wow.
That was my thought.
So, do you guys want to open one of these?
Okay, that's cool, Hatter. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys want? This is my left hand, my right hand. Left hand? Good. Because what I did was I promised my father that I would open these, and that I would share, because they've been sitting at my mom's house for the last couple of days, and I've been getting ransom photos of my dad holding on to the Oreos, saying that he wants them.
What I've seen in my boxes, you either get a Mew or a Jigglypuff.
Bob says, I got a Mew and I ate it. I drowned him in milk and ate him.
I ate mine too.
Okay, well, it looks to me like there might be a couple missing.
Exactly.
Maybe not.
No, sometimes they leave a couple out just to make it easier to get.
Okay, so here's the stupid part.
I know. The backing is the normal.
No, it's the inside of the cookie. We got a Squirtle. A Bulbasaur. Charmander. So far, no duplicates.
That's smart, Draw.
A Grookey.
Grookey, yeah. I've been making my mom try to pronounce them as she pulls them out to eat them. It's funny.
Jigglypuff.
Okay, so in my experience, that means you're not going to get a Mew in that one. Maybe. I don't know for sure. But the one that I had a Mew in, I didn't have a Jigglypuff.
Dratini.
Yeah. Have you ever watched the Pokemon movie?
No.
No.
Rowlet.
Rowlet.
Sure, whatever.
What?
It's like an owl. Rowlet.
Oh, my first duplicate. Squirtle.
Yeah, there's a bunch of the starters in there. Original starters.
Sableye.
Favorite ghost type.
Okay, so
FYI.
I only had 1 duplicate so far. Oh, Pikachu. Pikachu. All right. 2 more rows left to go. Charmander. Duplicate.
We're going to hear her crunching on these throughout the entire live stream.
Nope. Sableye. Duplicate. What am I going to do with that one?
The Lady Gaga ones were good. I don't know why it was supposed to be just food coloring. To me, they tasted different. I liked them.
Pancham. Sure.
Or at least that's how they pronounced it in the anime on that one.
Another Charmander. Dratini. I think I already had that one too. Yep.
Yeah, you have.
And Lapras.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new one. Trying not to break them when I'm pulling them out.
It's okay. They done come broken.
Cyndaquil.
Yeah. Favorite Johto starter.
So I've gotten 12. Another Bulbasaur.
There's supposed to be 16 in total.
Snivy.
Snivy.
Okay.
Wow.
And he's like, let's get through with this so we can talk about the damn movie.
Okay. I'm working on it. Another Grookey.
No, I threw it in the trash, Umpty. It's unedible after that. And no, there's no
Piplup?
Snorlax, unfortunately. Piplup, yeah.
14. Another Rowlet.
I had to wash the mold out before I did anything to get the cream out.
Another Dratini. My dad's like, he goes, I don't even know what Pokemons are. I'm like, that's fine. Another Pikachu.
He just wants the Oreos.
He just wants the Oreos. Yeah, he doesn't care. Another Pancham. And another Squirtle. It's not looking good, kids. Not looking good for Mew.
I told you, if I found Jigglypuff too that I didn't have.
Lapis, and he's crushed.
Lapras.
Sure. Another Charmander.
You said it right before.
Yep. Nope. Didn't. I got 14 out of the 16. So I don't know what the other two I'm missing. I know I'm missing Mew and something else.
I can't remember. But anyway. Yes, I molded the whole cookie. I tried to mold one. I found out the cookies float. I tried to use Pikachu first, and it floated to the top, and I couldn't do it. So I switched to a Charmander cookie and glued it to the bottom of a cupcake liner, a tin one, and I had it holding down when the thing was hard.
So what does one intend to do with that?
I'll probably end up making magnets out of them or something, or keychains, something like that.
Cute.
Yeah, but anyway, want to start on Ready Player One?
Yes, I would.
I think we've talked enough, and I think Matthew's about to fall asleep with all the Pokemon. Yep, we done lost them.
It was worth looking at. So I do have all of them but two I realized today over here, which sucks. Well, no, it doesn't suck because I can move these two somewhere else. So I love this movie. First of all, I read the book first. My uncle suggested it to me because it has a lot of pop culture references to it. So I read the book. And if you've read the book, you know the movie is completely different than the movie. There's a lot more detail. There's a lot more to the actual search because instead of getting, when they got the key, well, how he found the first key is completely different. It wasn't a race.
Okay, I remember when the book came out, I remember friends of mine talked. Wasn't there a thing of Frosted Flakes involved in the key in the book?
No, Captain Crunch.
Whatever.
It had to blow on a whistle for Captain Crunch. But there's also, you don't get the next clue right away. You had to go to find the gate next. So the gate would be where you would put the key in to get to the next part to get your next clue for the next key. And Matthew, I don't remember how many years they've been searching. It was like 6 or 7 years before he got to the first key. And he was actually very poor, like in the movie. So the thing that I find interesting about this, and this is where I'm going to get a little bit deeper on this, is that it's very strange how movies like WALL-E and now this movie, like the issues of those two movies are starting to come into play. I know, I've never seen it. Have you not seen WALL-E? It's a Disney classic.
See, I'm not alone. And neither of us have read the book.
Well, it's all about how we ruined the world and things took over and everything else, and so it's WALL-E's basically trying to clean up the world so people can come back. Mm-hmm. And so hang on one second. Sorry.
We're not important enough for her to keep her attention.
No, I wasn't paying attention, and I entered a thing, and I won it, and now I got to tell them which one I want. Okay. So, anywho, it's post-apocalyptic. The world. Everybody had to leave the Earth, and if they all became these basically fat slobs, everybody runs around in a chair. They're not really socializing with each other. They're not really doing anything. They're not exercising. They're not doing anything. And then in Ready Player One, the world has gone to heck in a handbasket because of the economy and everything else, and people kind of keep to themselves. And now they live in these things called stacks, which is basically any kind of an RV or trailer or whatever they can find. They've stacked them up, and those are what the housing units are. And the higher up in the stack that you are, basically the higher you up on the economic chain. And there's very few people that have their own houses anymore. And so the part that bothered me is because of the isolation where everyone now is in the Oasis. And the Oasis...
Good night, Nadia. Sorry.
Night, Nadia. Everybody in the Oasis has an avatar. You don't go in as yourself. You don't tell people who you are. And you get to, it's nice because you get to play whoever you want, and you can change yourself up. So several of the characters are different than they seem. But at the same time, I kind of see the world has been going this way since the COVID lockdown, because people are working from home. And now we have this new game show where these people are being encouraged to become avatars and sing in front of judges. And the problem I have with that, like, I understand, oh, well, it's kind of cool they get to be avatars. This is some sort of new technology. Although I don't believe that people can actually see the avatar on the stage. I think they're looking at a screen in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
But with as much heavy-handedness as there's been on body image over the past several years, I feel like that's sending the wrong statement to youth, saying that if you look a certain way as a certain avatar, then you have a better chance of winning a singing competition than if you came out as yourself. Like, honestly, if they wouldn't have to do an avatar, they could say, you know, just base it off of voice. But the fact that they're putting a different body image out there, you've got guys being, you know, girls being guys, girls, you know, with blue spiked hair and all this stuff. The one guy came out like almost like, who's your favorite character in Ready Player One? The butler guy, the curator. Yeah. He almost looked exactly like that. And I just feel like it's encouraging people not to be themselves. And I think that's going to be the process. That's going to be the problem with all this virtual reality stuff, is that we're going to get lost in doing this, the one-on-one, this is who you are kind of a thing, to be whoever we want. And I know we've talked about that as far as YouTube as well, and in our little community of people, is that we all can be whoever we want. We only show people on screen, on Instagram, what we want them to see. This is not the same as having in-person relationships. Like, my best friend knows everything about me. Lisa knows everything about me. My parents know everything about me. You know, the good and the bad. The stupid stuff I've done in my life, how I got scars, everything else.
That means there's even more for us to learn about her stupid
Well,
path.
True, but you know what I mean, is that we only portray images, and you only see one little part of our, you know, our houses or whatever, you know, one little room. You see our collections, you see our collectibles. We're not running around in the living room and, you know, talking, you know, like kind of that stuff. It's only what you want to show people. And I think that this movie kind of proved where that's going to become problematic if we become that society of living in a virtual world versus living in the real world.
So I understand all that, but going back more to what you were talking about, the show's called Alter Egos. If anyone hasn't checked it out, it comes on after The Masked Singer on Fox. But there's a double-sided coin to that. You know, there's always pluses and minuses to everything. And the plus to that is, you're saying it takes away from them being themselves, or, you know, encourages them to try to be someone else. Same time, it can actually encourage them to finally be themselves. I mean, think about every single person. I mean, I know I wore a mask for years before I came out. You know, everyone has worn a mask for some reason at some point in their life. Like, I don't want them to find out about my home life. I don't want them to find out that I'm gay. I don't want them to find out that I'm trans. I don't want them to find out that, you know, I think my significant other is cheating on me and it's tearing me down. You know, that kind of stuff. We all have that kind of thing going on, that we've all worn a mask before. And it's not because it's necessarily good. It's just something that'll keep us sane until we get to a point where we can talk about it and it's necessary. I mean, I know when I was a kid, my online friends were my lifeline, period. If it wasn't for my online friends, I would have had way worse anxiety than what I did. And mind you, I used to be the person who I'd be at a store And if someone was in an aisle that I wanted to go on, I would like hang out at the end cap and just wait, because I didn't like being in the same aisle with the other person, because I didn't want other people looking at me. I know that sounds so freaking stupid, but I'm not the only one that's ever felt that way before. And that's something I used to really do, especially before YouTube. If you had told me back then that I'd be comfortable enough sitting in front of a camera talking to a bunch of technically strangers, I would have thought y'all were crazy.
Right.
But I started it little by little, and I got really used to it, and I've felt more confident these last few years. Like, yeah, y'all don't know everything about my life. Hell no. But it's made me a more confident person in my real life. So wearing a mask and, showing what you want to show can actually bring out your true personality that you've been hiding even from yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it takes away part of the anxiety.
But I think it was important when we were kids, at least when we were kids. And I don't, Matthew, I don't know how it was for you, but it was the running around outside and on bicycles and, being on the sports teams or, that kind of thing, that in-person interaction that I think is important to develop humans into humans and human beings and being good human beings. And in Ready Player One, they live basically completely in virtual reality. They go to school in virtual reality. They work in virtual reality. Virtual money was worth more than money in the real world. And to me, that's a scary prospect. Like, I don't want to lose that in-person connection. I like giving people a hug. I like shaking people's hands. I like being in a movie theater and you get that buzz, when you're watching a really good movie or an action-packed movie or a scary movie, when you can kind of get the collective. And yes, you can get that in virtual reality, but it's not the same. And I know they've kind of pumped up where he got that virtual suit where he could actually feel her touching him.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not the same. It's not the same as having someone actually grab your hand or even grab your heart. I feel like it's a scary prospect to think about a world becoming this way. Now, that's kind of the oh shit side of things. The side of this movie that I loved and why it's my favorite book that I've read 1,000,001 times is because of
crap.
Well, it's all the pop culture references. So Matthew and I, are both huge Back to the Future fans. What car does he drive? He drives the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he pulled up in that, I'm like, okay, I see why Brandy got interested in this right off the bat.
But it's not only that. If you go to if you start off at the first part, there's all kinds of references to that you don't get in the movie that you get in the book, like in the basement area, they hang out there quite a bit, and there's a lot more detail to what's in the basement, like old comics. So if you're a comic fan, they talk about certain comics and different periodicals that came out that you would understand, and different game systems. So if you had the Atari or the Nintendo NES and stuff like that, they would play those games and they would talk about it. He goes to a pizza place in the book to get the. Okay, so in the movie, the curator, he asks the curator a question and he proves the curator wrong and he gets the quarter.
Right.
Okay.
I have a question about that later on, but go on.
In the book, he has to play the game Joust and win. Was it Joust or Pac-Man?
No.
Was it Perfect Score and Pac-Man or was it Joust?
No.
He said Joust.
No, he played the evil king to get the Joust, right? So was that in the pizza place? I don't know if that was in the pizza place. Anyway, he ends up getting the quarter. So it's a completely different version in the book than how he gets it in the movie. What's your question, though, about that quarter?
So at the end of the movie, we find out that quarter is actually his extra life, right?
Correct.
That's what
it keeps him from getting blown up with the bomb.
But being zeroed out, that makes him pretty much start from the ground up, right? He doesn't have his weapons anymore or anything like that.
Correct.
So why does he still have the keys? He already had the other two keys.
Actually, no. They explained that. They can't take the keys away. He could pick them up. He was the only one left, so he could pick up anything. He could run around and pick up everybody else's armor, all that kind of stuff if he wanted to. Which in the book, doesn't he get the Icarus shoes in the book? And that's how he gets up to the castle?
I didn't have friends in the neighborhood either because there was only 3 houses in my neighborhood. Me, my grandparents, and our
Hey,
elderly
Dana.
neighbors.
Hey, Claire. Or Claire. Clarissa. Hey, well, Anthony came in. What's going on, guys? The battle scene at the end when they play "We're Not Gonna Take It."
Yeah,
And
everyone's charging, and he's just holding up a boombox. That was hilarious.
Which reminded me of "Say Anything." That was a "Say Anything" reference for me. In the book, you know, he goes into places where I'm confusing the first book and the second book. I don't want to give away anything for the second book. The second book is really good as well, but there's a whole John Hughes part to the second book. But you have so many pop culture references. I mean, you have H had built the Iron Giant, so that came in into play. You had the Ninja Turtles are there. Chucky is there. There is literally a character in that final fight. Pikachu, yes, Pikachu. There's a character in that final fight scene from every pop culture phenomenon that you can think of. I don't know if they got licensed like DC and Marvel, but I mean, like the other ones, you know. I mean, it was. I don't remember seeing either one of those, but
I saw a Batgirl in the fight scene in the end.
Okay, so every time I watch it, I see a different character, so I'm focusing on something different that's there.
I saw a Batgirl, and I remember Overwatch character and Pichu.
Mm-hmm. It was the Ninja Turtles. Chucky
was the best.
Freddy Krueger. There was.
I didn't see Freddy Krueger. I was looking for him because you mentioned him, but I didn't see him.
And I know you won't watch it again. But that's the reason I love that, because there's so many parts of this movie that reference from my childhood that make it so worthwhile. And in the book, it's even more. There's even more. So I was so excited for that movie to come out. And I think Spielberg, for the time limit that he had to do that movie, he did a good job with kind of tying up the ends. And because if he would have done the movie as the book would have been done, it probably would have been a 4 or 6 hour movie.
Yeah.
The second book, I don't know if they're going to make it into a movie, because I don't think Ready Player One did enough, and especially as far as merchandising goes, to make it worthwhile for them to do Ready Player Two. I would love to see it happen, because I think the 80s babies and 90s babies would probably like this one because of the John Hughes portion of it. Because it references like 16 Candles and all that.
The first book?
That's the first book. The second book is Ready Player Two, and it's a continuation of the story, because some of the same characters are there. You know, you got Parzival, and Parzival's back. Nolan Sorrento's back. Daito, Artemis, and H. Now, the thing that I do like that they kind of threw in with this movie, especially with H and us being who we are, is that H was a male character. So a male character. And Parzival had been friends with H for a very long time. And they were like best buds, hang out all the time. But H ends up being a girl. Mm-hmm. And H also ends up being gay. So I like that they threw that in there and made it less of a stigmata about you have to be a man to win video games kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if I should say this or not. I felt a personal connection to that story, because you know how I was talking about my online friends when I was a kid? My best friend online as a kid, I've never met them still to this day, but her name's Samantha. I know her real name. That's all I know about her, really. Hey, Teresa. And back when we were first starting to know each other, I don't even think she had followed me back at this point. I was following her on social media, on Tumblr, but she hadn't followed me yet. But every time she reposted something, she would leave the funniest comment. It didn't matter how bad of a day I was having. If I read her posts, I'd be laughing. I loved her so much. And then she came out and said that she was trans. I grew up in a place where that was very weird. The people who were trans or I hadn't even heard of the terms non-binary or gender fluid, but people who were non-cis were thought of as weird and was ostracized. And so that's the first thing that came into my mind. And I had my hand over the unfollow button because I was like, I don't know if I want to be friends with this person now. But something told me, just leave it be for now. So I didn't look at social media for the rest of the day. I had one of the most miserable nights of my teenage years because all that pressure was just in my head, and I couldn't even sleep that night because I was just struggling over this. So then the next morning, got on my computer, looked at the posts, and I was laughing just like I was the morning before that. Like nothing had changed.
Right.
And that's when it really turned for me. Like I had already come to the fact that I was gay. I hadn't come out to anyone yet. But I was still partially struggling with that. But understanding that this person doesn't change anything. Hey, Tills. Doesn't change anything. Even if that's what I was raised to believe in. I was raised to believe wrong. You know? And so learning that really helped me to learn to be a better person. So I understood that a little bit. I really understood that because not everyone is the image that you think they are, especially when they're, you know, like Umpty. We didn't know what he looked like until he was on your show.
Right. We just know the jokes are that he was known as in the chat.
Right. I'm sure we all had a different idea of what he looked like before we actually saw him. Same thing with Tats. None of us has ever seen him or her. I keep forgetting that she's a her. But still, that proves it right there. We don't know people behind these usernames all the time. And so there's always something to learn. There's always something to keep an open mind about. And I honestly think that helps us become better people in the long run.
So, Matthew, I have a question for you. Is one of the reasons, given your limitations of being in the wheelchair, is one of the things that you like about this movie is the idea that this oasis existed, that you could be free and you could walk around and you know, have the sensations of touching things and like being like a person that whoever you wanted to be and not in the limitations of being in your chair.
I don't even like to watch or listen to audiobooks because it bores the crap out of me.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Will Wheaton does a really good job. And actually, Will Wheaton also reads another book that this author wrote called Armada. And that book scares the shit out of me because if that comes through, I'm screwed.
Okay. And also, if anyone else has anything they want to talk about with the movie, feel free to say it in the chat. We'll talk about it.
He hasn't popped up yet.
Also, guys, stick around. I'll be talking about the Toys for Tots auction in just a little bit, or I'll probably post a video sometime next week. I have 0 videos ready for next week. I need to film tomorrow.
Where are all these coming up that are... By the way, that was Ready Player One. It's just a fun movie. I love movies like that. Okay. But have you ever thought about that? Like if they did the whole virtual world? No? Okay. That was like one of the things I wanted to ask you is if it was like something that would interest you if you could do the virtual world and be able to do things that you can't normally do in the real world. And is that why virtual reality is so enticing for people, is because you can do things that you can't do. I mean, you can travel to other worlds and, you know, it's like they show in the beginning of the movie that are like skiing down the Sphinx and things like that. Dana says, Matthew, use your words.
I mean, how many of us have actually thought, yeah, I want to ski down the Sphinx or whatever? Like,
well, it's like the casino, you know, like you can go to a casino. You literally don't have to leave your house. You plug in and you can go anywhere you want. You know, if you have enough money, which it all comes down to money, as everything does comes down to money, you can have whatever vehicle that you want. And he bought like the that cube that basically allowed him to reset time for 10 or 30 seconds or whatever, and keep him from being almost zeroed out. But it always comes down to money, and the more money that you have, the more fun things that you can do.
Right.
I wonder what we would all be like if we lived in that kind of a virtual world. Like, would we still have collections? Like, would we be collecting things like this, or would we be collecting what? I'm not a gamer.
Well, H was technically collecting cars and mechanics and stuff. Like he worked with it, but he was still kind of collecting it in his workshop. Remember, he told people not to touch, and Parzival kind of went through there and touched everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say so. Like, our collections probably, I doubt Funko would exist in this world, but I imagine, the collector bug would get us some way or another.
But you could be a Funko. And that's why I was wondering, how this whole wax thing is playing into this. Now you're actually buying virtual trading cards, and there's value to them. So now we even stepped up closer to being in this virtual reality world, because you're buying a virtual image. And some of them are super valuable, but why? It's a virtual image. Why is it so valuable? I don't understand. I mean, technically, anybody who has a computer degree could probably recreate the same damn thing and make it look just like the original wax. I mean, I don't understand what the whole. And I'm probably stupid, and I'm probably missing out on something, but I don't understand why it's so popular, because I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get the whole wax card thing. I don't get the spending $30 to hopefully try to get a rare crap.
My mother bought her first scratch off ticket today for $20 and didn't win crap. To me, that's the same way with it's the same kind of thing. Like, I know probably everyone's tired of talking about it, but I'm the same way with NFTs. I don't want to get into it. It's cool if other people want to. I have nothing against it, but I don't want to spend my money on something that isn't a guarantee that I can at least physically have it, in that sense. Or when it comes to like lottery and stuff, I don't want to enter into something without knowing I'm going to get anything back. Like, if I lose value on something, that's one thing, but I want to get at least something back.
You're right. I mean, with
that's why
Pops,
I don't do waffles.
I do, because I like the thrill of the gamble, and I do like to go, every once in a while to the casino when I have extra money, and but I get real nervous when I throw down more than like $20 or $40. I'm not someone who goes down and spends $1,000 at a casino, because I don't understand. Like, I see these, and I'm not saying anything against people, but I get in there and I see these people that don't look like they have a pot to piss in, and they're the ones that are blowing $100 a pop. You don't see, these big mega millionaires, even in the high rollers thing. If you walk in there, it's normal everyday people, and a lot of them are, well, before COVID happened, I mean, they'd be in there, smoking their Virginia Slims and not moving, and it's like I talked to the one lady the one night. We walked into the high rollers thing because I'd won a little bit of money, and we're like, oh, let's go throw a couple of bucks in a high roller machine. And I walked in there, and the lady was like,
that's what I was thinking, Matthew, but I didn't say anything.
What?
Dana's birthday until February, but Quick Draw saying happy birthday to her.
Oh. Well, happy early birthday, Dana. Yeah, I was going to say, Dana's right around me. And NFTs are a way for rich Snoop Dogg to spend all his million. He owns 17 million in NFTs.
Good for him.
I just cannot wrap my brain around why there's any value towards it. No, you're not having an Oreo. I'm sorry that you can't walk all the way over here when I was putting them away, but you don't get one. I'm so sorry.
No chocolate for doggos.
No. Although this dog pretty much has an iron stomach and eats anything and does not throw up.
Like, the only thing I've ever spent money on virtually is like games. Like, I've downloaded games that I had to pay with on my computer, stuff like that, video games like that.
Hey, Elizabeth.
But I got something out of it. I got the enjoyment of playing. With this, with my Funkos, I can at least look at them. With my collection, I can look at them. I enjoy looking at them. As stupid as that sounds, we all have it, and we all like just looking at the stuff. But with the NFTs, I would have to go into my computer and just look at a bunch of images, and that doesn't have the same value as the physical thing to me. Hey, Elizabeth.
And on to that, I think why a lot of people are like moving towards the sodas from the pops is, yes, you have the same chance of getting a chase, 1 in 6 if you buy the pops versus the sodas, but you get the soda in your hand and you still get the thrill of opening it because you have no idea if what's inside is that chase. And as soon as you get the box and you open that box, bam, you know if there's a sticker on it or not. You get to unwrap this, and I don't know why, but I would rather spend money on sodas, one soda, because I know I still have the same odds, but I still like going after sodas and soda chases more than I like going after pop chases.
Yeah, I can see. I definitely see where the thrill in sodas are definitely higher than pops. I just A, don't like the sodas, and B, I don't get that thrill of opening them that y'all do. I have a literal huge storage tin or tub over here filled with blind bag doubles from when I started collecting blind bags when I was like in high school. And I collected those for years. And I'm not joking, like it's a huge tub still full of double figures. So I lost the thrill of opening that kind of stuff a long time ago. I used to have it, but getting 10,000 doubles took that away. I don't care about, I mean, I have some sodas on pre-order just because I honestly want the character. But other than that, I am not addicted to the sodas the way that you guys are. I don't have anything against them. I just don't have the same feeling as the rest of y'all do about it. It's all.
I'm not like like Teresa Newell. Like, girl, more power to you. But that girl, she'll have like 40 sodas at every single time. I like buy 1 or 2, and whether I get the coming or the chase, I'm just okay. I got the character. Like, I bought this one off of.
It's awesome, Humpty.
I don't remember where I got this one. Maybe off of Amazon or something. But I didn't care, like I needed Raphael to finish off my Ninja Turtles. Common or chase, it doesn't matter to me. They're the only one I've ever actually, no, I take that back. There's 2 that I actually wanted to chase, Duck Dodgers, and I wanted that pink Batman. And I have them both. And I only ordered 1 Duck Dodgers, and I only ordered 1 Batman. But I wouldn't be going out and spending $300 on a pink Batman now. If I got it, I got it. If I didn't, I didn't. Well,
I'll be honest with you. I got the Wonder Twins coming, and if either of them are a chase, I'm ordering another one just so I can have the common that matches the other common. Because I want those 2 to match. I don't care if they're 2 chases or 2 commons, but I want them to match. But that's as far as I've been on wanting to get one. I don't have any chases. I was going to get that Batman Beyond Soda just for the chance of a chase because I do think that one looks good. But other than that, I haven't really been on the hunt for one, except for the Yukon Cornelius. I probably will be going to hunt for the chase for that one. I just now thought of that one. That one I might.
You did order those sodas?
I ordered all the Rudolph ones but Rudolph, because Rudolph looks stupid.
How do you not get Rudolph, though? I mean, it's like part of the set.
I don't care. Rudolph looks too stupid. I don't want him.
Why are you being
Rudolph? I have the Rudolph vinyl thing. I can use that one instead.
I only have Santa. And then Santa's not a soda that they put out.
I have Santa, I have Yukon, I have Bumble. That's it. The Christmas ones are my grails.
I tried in a waffle to get Santa. I could have bought him cheaper than I'm in the waffle, but there's something about the thrill of the hunt. And I think circling back to the movie, I think that's why is the idea of such a contest where because I'm such a competitive person that I take that back. I'm competitive about certain things. So like when we play Jeopardy and stuff, I'm competitive about that stuff. But then there's certain things I'm not competitive about. Like I could care less if someone has 7,000 pops and I only have my 700. Like I'm not competitive about that. But you put me playing video games, I'm I'm up to Wii. Xbox One, I only got it for the Kinect because I wanted to play volleyball on it. but there's something that would entice me that if that contest were to happen, I would be all over that. Why? Because there was a lot of pop culture knowledge that you needed to have. I have a lot of useless pop culture knowledge. But 2 would be the thrill of the ending of becoming that instant rich, being able to do good or bad. I mean, depending on who won, or bad with the Oasis, the virtual world. And you could hit the button and end it all, and everybody has to go back to living in the real world, or continue to let people do that, live in virtual reality.
Well, they decided at the end of it to kind of do both. They shut down the Oasis 2 days a week to make people at least live in the real world for that long. Which I think that's a good compromise, honestly. And Tats, I'm sorry. Because the Jaina chase looks better than the Jaina common. It would have been better to get the Jaina chase, but Zan's cool too.
I got both commons, unfortunately, but I just got them. Side note on those 2, they're only 8,000 piece. I cannot figure out why but they're not sold out.
No one likes them.
I thought people would have just bought them for the low number, the low count on it, but they're not worth crap either.
Well, neither is the pop set. And that one was SDCC.
Yeah, and that has Greek in it too. Hey. What do you want?
I paid extra for that thing when it came out, and I could have gotten it on clearance if I had waited long enough. That pop pack. Because I wanted to have the SDCC, the actual con sticker when I first started.
So Matthew, I have a question for you too. Would you team up if this Oasis contest was real? Would you team up, or would you want to do it by yourself?
I'll tell you what I would do. I wouldn't be in the contest because I couldn't figure that kind of crap out. Honestly, I know that. I'm stupid like that. And also, I would just want to hang out by myself in the Oasis. Well, not by myself all the time. I would probably have friends. I wouldn't have a team. And I'd just be doing my own thing, and everyone else can be as competitive as they want to.
The header's the team. Okay, Chad, so what would you guys do? Would you guys choose to be a gunter and be out by yourself, or would you want to team up and work together to try to figure it out? And then, now here's the trade-off. If you work as a team, you got to share the final prize. If you work as a gunter by yourself, then you get the prize all to yourself.
Ow.
I don't know that I could work in team. I just think if that kind of a prize was the, at the end of the tunnel, I don't think that I could. Well, that's Caitlyn. I would enter the contest and team up with my Game Genie. I'd be on the planet Doom a lot for sure. Yeah. The team is one. I can see the benefits of working as a team because you've got different people, like I have a lot of movie knowledge, whereas Matthew, you have all the comic book knowledge and stuff like that. And you have movie knowledge as well. You have the comic book knowledge, and then there's pieces to how they had defined this whole get to the crystal key that ended up working out better when he worked with other people because he didn't have the knowledge on everything. All right. Okay, so do you think the love story between Parzival and Artemis was necessary, or do you think that could have been left out of the story? Oh, look who's back.
Matthew said there was an echo. I was trying to fix it, but I don't think I did.
I don't hear an echo.
No.
Okay, so I'll pose the question to both of you. Caitlyn, do you think the side love story between Artemis and Parzival was necessary for that storyline, or do you think that part could have been left out?
No, absolutely not. Like, I understand where the love kind of gave her confidence in a way because she was like so ashamed about her birthmark or whatever. I kind of thought that was a lame story point, to be fully honest. I mean, I guess it kind of shows the point about body image, like you were talking about earlier, but I don't think it was still necessary, honestly.
In the book, the two characters are called Daito and Shoto.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the movie, it's Daito and Sho. So they changed that character's name. Now, the way that they describe them, I think they did a good job in creating the characters' avatars to look kind of how they describe them in the book. But I want to say in the book, I think they were actually brothers. And in the movie, I don't think that I think they were just friends.
I don't think they ever said it either. Or if they had, I missed it.
I will have to say Noah Sorrento, though, is like one of my favorite bad guys. I cannot stand that guy. And part of it is because of his lisp, because the way that he talks just drove me up a wall. But that character of that guy I mean, like you said, Caitlyn, he's got the Superman curl on his forehead. And just he's wearing a suit, but he kind of looks like the old school gangster, and I think that's why they did it in black and white, is because they did the old school gangster kind of look to him.
Yeah, I agree, Matthew. They only put the romance in there just because I feel like it's part of the requirement to have a movie these days. It's got to have.
But it was in the book too.
But
it was in the book too.
Well, whatever. Either way, I just feel like that if you want to have a story that you want people to be into, it has to have a romantic element, or otherwise people think it's against the rules or something.
So, what did you think of IROC?
I liked it.
Since that's the pop that you sent me, what did you think when you actually saw the character in the movie?
Well, the reason why I bought the pop in the first place because I thought it just looked fucking cool with a little skull body or whatever they could see through. And I know he was a bad guy, but I loved him. I love that guy. I don't know why, but I liked him in the movie. I liked him way better than they did the boss character.
The actor that they got to play him in the movie was fantastic. TJ Miller. But IROC is not that cool in the book. IROC is like this dweeby guy that they go to school with that is just trying to make a name for himself, and that's who he is.
Like in the Oasis or in the real life?
They only know each other in the Oasis. They've never met him in real life. But in the Oasis, he's just like this dweeby guy that's like they kept calling him a poser, that would, try and hang out in the basement and everything else. And he ends up outing Parzival, of who Parzival is, because of hanging out in the basement and wanting to be the big shot, because the other guys would pick on him, basically, hey, you're stupid, shut up. And so he doesn't have this cool body style. So when I saw his character in there, I was like, well, that's kind of a cool twist, that they made him kind of this dopey but badass kind of a dude.
Yeah.
I'm waiting patiently for Matthew to type something. So what did you, while Matthew's typing, what did you like about the movie and what did you not like about the movie?
Well, first off, honestly, I still like the Thank You for Everything, Julie Newmar. That's my favorite movie that we've done thus far. This is number 2.
Really? I was not expecting that to come out of your mouth.
Well, okay, the reason I know it's number 2 is because Julie Newmar, I just liked it all the way through. I just liked everything. There wasn't really a bad part about that movie to me too much.
Okay.
But this one, the reason I knew I liked it, I didn't check the time until it was already halfway done. Usually I check the time 10 minutes in. How much longer do I have to sit here and watch this stuff? That's honestly how I do. I was halfway through the movie before I even thought to check the time on it because I was enjoying it. But so my favorite part about this movie is probably it's honestly hard to pick. I really liked everything with the curator. I love the butler characters. Anything that reminds me of Alfred Pennyworth, I'm gonna love it. I don't know why, but everything that has an Alfred Pennyworth kind of vibe to him, I'm gonna love them. So I loved every scene with him, and especially the part where they're talking about the bet and they give him the quarter. And obviously at the end when it reveals who he was the entire time, which that's weird, honestly, because he was in there pretty much 24/7. The curator was supposed to be there every time someone needed to use that museum or whatever, right?
Right.
So that means that guy was constantly in the oasis, just sitting there waiting for people to come in to be.
But he lost his wife, so he really didn't have anything else.
That's true. But my least favorite part, probably how easily Artemis warmed up to the idea of being close to Wade or Samantha. Samantha warmed up to the idea of being close to Wade because she was so against it, and I just feel like it was a rush to get them together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it was probably different in the book, but in the movie, it just felt really, really rushed to me.
Well, in the book, the curator doesn't exist, so it's like an automated thing to go into. And
well, that's what I thought it was at first. I thought the curator was just this automated like program thing in there. I didn't think he was an actual avatar.
So that character doesn't actually show up until the club scene, and he's actually DJing the club scene. And then he kind of he shows up later in the book again when they kind of seek safe haven at his house. So instead of them being a mail truck running in H's truck running around, they're actually at God, what is his name? What's his name, Matthew? What's that character's name?
What?
His partner, the guy who's the curator. Oz. Oz.
Uh-huh.
They're actually at Oz's mansion in.
Hey, Chet.
Hey, Chet.
Okay.
Even the villain is Superman in Visual World. No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like Superman.
Well, I know it looks like Superman, but I didn't know that he's. Okay, so the whole suit and everything plays into Superman in Visual World. Yeah, good to know. See, this is why Matthew's got knowledge like that. Oz is a more minor character in the book than he is in the movie. There's so many different things. Like, I wish that you would listen to an audiobook because Will Wheaton does do a good job reading it, and the
I might give it a shot.
story plot, but it's long. I want to say it's 12 or 16 hours of listening.
Yeah. Also, really quick, it just came to me. Another one of my favorite scenes was the Shining scene with H when he's in the room with the naked lady. He turns into a freaking zombie. That was awesome. I love that.
That part they did pretty well as far as transferring it from the book to the movie. That was one of the most true parts to that changeover. I don't know. I mean, there was just so many different things that some of the characters reminded me of G.I. Joes, and some of them reminded me of Transformers, and you know, all these different things that brought back my childhood and then brought it into a futuristic world. And I was thinking about, like, so if you got to go in the Oasis, who would you make yourself a character that's a known character, or like parts of different characters would you take and make yourself into your avatar?
I'd probably be a cross between Morticia Addams and Wonder Woman. That would be my aesthetic, like a gothic Wonder Woman. That's what I would look like.
Who would you be?
And I'd be driving the Monster Mobile also.
Ah! I think I'd have to fight Matthew for the DeLorean. I would be the good Superman. Okay, you'd be the good Superman. I honestly, based on my personality, I think I would be Ralphie in the pink bunny suit but I would have a secret identity. Just because it makes people laugh. You know, like something that's positive, like funny, I would be Ralphie in the pink bunny suit. Just because it's funny. And then
I could see that with you.
But I would want Matthew, that's not a bone in your body that's good.
There's not. There's a read.
Yeah, there's not a bone in your body that's good. She said it, Matthew. We didn't. That's your pal over there.
Hatter says he'll be a mix of Deadpool and Superman.
Deadpool.
So he wouldn't be Mad Hatter.
Teresa, have you seen this movie?
Oh yeah.
Did you see the Ralphie pin that Funko made? Have you pre-ordered that?
Yeah. I don't like the chase though. I would be really pissed off if I got the chase. I don't get the all red one.
Well, they have to do something.
Well, they could have done him as the cowboy, and then the chase would be the pink bunny suit.
That's true.
That would have been smarter.
That would have been too much work though. Mad Hatter, he does have fun powers. He's like high all the time, isn't he? To me, that would be a power.
I don't know.
Okay. But Teresa hasn't seen it.
Oh,
But apparently there's a lot of people who have.
Because this is like a movie for the people that collect Funko Pops. This is like the geekdom of every geekdom that you can think of. And I think that's...
Yeah.
And honestly, I probably... What year did these come out? I don't even know. 18. I honestly probably would have gotten into Funkos earlier had I known that these existed.
I bought 3 of those Pops without even really being into it. Like, just because I thought they looked cool. Because I sent you IROC, and then at one point I also had the Iron Giant and Artemis, just because I thought they looked cool. So I knew what they were, but I didn't know what they... I didn't know anything about the book or the movie. At all. I don't do that anymore, or at least I try
the last one I got, and I told you today, I was kind of shocked with myself. I didn't realize... I knew I had the whole set now, but I didn't realize that I was like, oh, I got them all over here. And then I was like, I walked in the office today and took that picture. I was like, well, shit, because I have the Patina Parzival and the Patina Artemis at my office, and not here at home with the rest of them.
How dare you?
Well, for a movie that doesn't have the same appeal as like a Deadpool movie, I'm very shocked that they made 3 Parzivals.
They made just about every character. No, they did make every character, haven't they? Except for like the curator or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't make the curator.
And they only made avatars. They didn't make like their actual people pop.
Right.
Which I think that's a smart move by Funko.
They did the crystal one, then you got the normal Parzival, and then you've got a Patina one. And I don't get the Patina one either. Like, I don't understand why that was a necessity to make that one, because it had nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
I thought when I first saw it, I thought that was like supposed to be the key, like a color of a key, but it's not.
You could say that based on the book, him being crystal. But then why not do Artemis and Jade, and why not, like copper? Okay, so you got one of them in copper, but none of them are Jade. Why not do the Jade? But then I thought about it.
The Sixer.
The Sixer that you got me is the Jade. So there is a character of this whole line of each key.
Mad Hatter wants to see the Iron Giant. Do you have it?
You want to see the Iron Giant?
There he is.
But this is the Iron Giant from the movie. There is another Iron Giant pop that is from Iron Giant.
No.
And much love out to MI Pops, because they hit me up and they found him. They found this one. And I probably could have gotten him cheaper than I paid for it on Mercari from them. But I'd already got him. Yeah. But they were like, hey, I think you needed this one. I was like, crap, I already bought it. But, that's the good thing about having a good pop shop, too, is like when you need something. And I don't know where they get all their stuff, but...
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. The Sixers in the movie, or in the book, I absolutely hated them. I had a little bit of compassion for them in the movie.
Yeah.
In the book itself, you just hate the Sixers.
Like, that's obviously the biggest downfall. When you have one thing that runs the entire world, it's very easy for one person to get the leg up on a bunch of other people. Especially if that person's already in power. So...
Well, I've been sat back listening for about 30 minutes and loved every second.
You can chime in whenever you want to, Ryan. Free reign.
I know they won't do it. I'd love to see these in sodas as well. I mean, I would get them all. I actually once I figure my mess out, which I'm still working on, as you can tell. I
My
have
aunt said that yours looked worse than mine.
what my collection.
Yeah.
For now, I have the other bookshelf over here that I got put up together and put it up, and then it'll be back to normal. This is driving me nuts, and so like I stay out of this room unless I have to be on here right now because I'm like I have to do this, but I need time to do it, and I can't start on it and not finish it. So what was it? What were we doing? It was a Lego night or something last weekend, and I was almost late going on YouTube because I was working on it, but it was driving me insane. Going back to doing your own, it's either good Superman, Marty McFly, or Jenna Jameson. Well, you get. Apparently, Matthew might be on our team because Matthew wants a bunch of male attention.
Well, he'll get attention either way, honestly.
Of course, yeah. Well, I mean, I can't wait to see what the response is to that. Look at his face. There's a smart-ass comment coming. I know that.
Between him and Fox, you know when it's coming.
I just want to feel myself up.
That would be a plus.
Honestly. You know he has a boyfriend, right? Oh, Teresa Newell's calling you out. Who's your boyfriend?
You ever seen the live-action Scooby-Doo movie?
BD. The live-action? With, what's his name? The guy from Scream that plays Shaggy or whatever?
Yeah.
I know of it. I have not watched that.
Oh, that's got to be on the list.
Richard, how many boyfriends do you have, slut?
Hey, there's nothing wrong.
Okay, what, Caitlyn?
There's a part in the movie where their bodies get switched, and Fred becomes Daphne, and he's like, I can see myself naked. I didn't get that when I was a kid. Watching it now, it's hilarious. It's perverted, but it's hilarious. Like, it's something that if someone said in real life, I'd probably punch them, but in a movie, it's hilarious. I don't really like that movie, though. I like the second live-action Scooby-Doo movie way better than the first one. Just because...
Okay, so what... We kind of skipped over. What didn't you like about the movie?
I said I didn't like how they just jumped their relationship, Parzival and Artemis's. Other than that... I don't know.
There was something in the middle of it that made you look at the time. So what was it that made you look at the time?
Honestly, I probably had to go to the bathroom or something. So, to be fully honest with you, I don't know. I think I watched it when it started. I started looking at the time when it started getting really heavy, like when they blew up that apartment or whatever. I was like, okay, this shit got real fast. Like suddenly there's a murder involved now. So. It's really weird. Like it's more of a almost thriller, feel good almost kind of movie. Like there's nothing like there's a heavy presence to it, but there's nothing really too bad going on, story wise. But then all of a sudden, mass murder. It just sort of collides.
Well, and in the book after that, he actually goes to Columbus and he gets this apartment basically where he never has to leave, so they can't find him. And he's training his body and he's doing things behind the screen so that they don't know that they haven't killed him yet. And he's in there. Matthew, did you read the book, Matthew, or just the movie? Just the movie?
No.
Because he doesn't want Serena to know that he's alive, so he's doing all this like prep for this final stuff and still searching for the keys and things like that without making his presence known. But as soon as the scoreboard changes, they're going to know that he's still alive. There's a joke I caught in the two now when we saw as a kid. Fred talking about how the desert is like a woman. It goes on and on and on and on. Daphne and Velma in earshot. Surprised he's alive.
I fucking love Scooby-Doo.
And Mad Hatter, I don't know if you have an Audible subscription. If not, I think you get the first book free. So you could try that.
How do you rate the movie Pixels? Higher or lower? What does that mean? Like the actual graphics in the movie? Like the CGI? I thought the CGI was spot on.
Yeah.
Sorry, and if I got my mom text me something, and so I'm just gonna shout out my brother and his family right now. They just took their dog to the emergency vet, and he's not doing very good. So, smart people wait for books to be turned into movies, Brandy. No, smart people read the book first so that you know the whole story before you actually have to watch the movie.
So I learned something about myself recently. When I was in high school, I used to love reading. I didn't like reading assigned books or anything, but I liked reading silently to myself when I didn't have to time limit. I hated AR points as a kid. That's the main reason why I read, actually, but I started enjoying it somewhere down the line. But I went back because one of my favorite books was continued from when I was, a teenager. So I bought the next book up from where I stopped, and I tried to read it. And I couldn't read it because I know this is so bad. Every 10 pages, I'm looking at my phone, checking Instagram and shit like that. I've been programmed not to read anymore. I read all the time on my phone. I read comics. I read actual comics, but I also read comics on my phone. I read fan fiction on my phone. But other than that, I don't really read much other than what's on my phone. I just read.
Can I be honest and Matthew not punch me? I like comics for the covers. I don't read them all. I like them for the cover art.
He's the same way. I'm the one that reads comics.
You read The Notebook first?
No.
Oh, you just got some brownie points like a little sensitive guy. I hurt you. You just need to run the list of what you have seen.
That's one of Tylock's favorites.
I don't have Audible, I believe you said, but I always enjoy having the physical book personally. Yes, I don't have it. I just have it digital, both of them. But
Pixels is in the other movie. Okay, I have seen Pixels. I love Pixels. I saw that in theater. What did I think about it compared to it? Comparing them to each other, I think Ready Player One is better overall, just because, again, there's more pop culture references and there's more things to enjoy from that standpoint. But Pixels is still a solid movie. I really do enjoy that one. But
wait, put your sticker up again.
You need to watch it. It's really cool. It's about retro video games, pretty much.
Right. I know there's a giant Pac-Man in it, but isn't Adam Sandler in it or something?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Sometimes Adam Sandler drives me nuts. By Ernest Cline, fair. Correct. Yes, Hatter. Ernest Cline. That was a good one. And then there's another book that I really, 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 really want them to make into a movie called Armada. And Armada is about normal Earth. There's not flying cars and all that crap. There's kids sitting in school, but there is an alien invasion. Basically, these aliens come to Earth. The interesting thing is the government has been training everybody. So you know how everybody plays what's the game where they what's the game with the stupid pops that nobody wants?
You talking about that?
Captain Pop loves them, but nobody really. I don't know. And they all have skins, and you run around, you build crap, and you try and shoot each other. And
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yes, Fortnite. Okay, so play Fortnite. Millions of people play Fortnite against each other, right? it's the same premise in this book where there's this game where you are flying drone, you're in a drone and you're fighting these aliens and everything else. It was basically training all of these millions of human beings for this actual drone army that they've built that's like lodged out by the moon. And it made me kind of wonder, hi, Ma.
Hi.
Look, she's wearing Betty Boop. That's so cute. And there's a puppy. You got your puppy, too. And so when it actually happens, then these people who are the highest scorers actually were like generals and all that kind of stuff in this virtual army. But it was kind of like the same thing where the world came together for a common purpose, and it was like all the differences were set aside because you had to get rid of these alien things, and people were just picking up any kind of cell phone, laptop, whatever they had, and they were jumping in and flying these. And that's what I said. If that book ever became a reality, like that happened in the world, I would be screwed because I couldn't even tell you how to jump in Fortnite.
True, me too.
The only part from the book to the movie in the Notebook was the end of the movie. Yes. And you wouldn't. I don't think Notebook would be your kind of a movie.
No,
which is why I've been trying to steer you away from Steel Magnolias too, because I don't think you would. I don't think you'd like that movie. I think you'd probably like the same parts that I do, like the armadillo cake.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but okay. But that reminds me, I have a different suggestion for next month.
Okay. We're not doing horror movies?
I wasn't doing horror movies to begin with.
Okay. Well, what are we doing?
You want to do E.T.?
Yeah! Okay. I cry.
Angie got on to me last night.
You know what part I cry on every time. Well, there's two parts I cry in.
I don't mind crying.
Oh, Jay Lee says, I love that cake. That is the best cake. I still want to make that.
I need to watch Halloween Town.
You want to watch what?
Halloween Town is my favorite Halloween movie. I will be watching both the first one and the second one before October is over. Have you watched that one, Brandy? Halloween Town?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, next month is going to be a double feature. I've just decided.
Okay, so you have to watch a movie that I've seen, and I have to watch a movie that you've seen. So I have to watch Halloween Town?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one. I would also suggest watching the second one because those are the only two good ones.
Where can I get said movie?
It's on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And it has Debbie Reynolds in it. That's one of my favorite parts, just that it has Debbie Reynolds in it. I love her.
Why? Why would Debbie Reynolds make a big one?
I just always loved her. I don't know why. She always had.
Yeah, sure.
What?
He said, "Do you want to see a Teresa Hall?" I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Holy
Elliot,
crap.
phone home.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a finger after that. Did she send you all her soda collection?
Yeah, is that all full of sodas?
I don't know.
It's probably filled with comics.
That's true.
Okay,
I'm dying to see what's been sitting in my living room for 3 weeks. I can't. I'm gonna have to stalk Pop and Duo for that video because I'm dying to see what was in that box.
I have to film tomorrow because I have pops lying in the floor that I have not filmed yet, and I have 0 videos ready for next week at all, so I have to film tomorrow. And also we have to talk about. I know this is probably something we should have off camera. We also have to talk about November's movie night because it falls on Thanksgiving, so I don't know if you'd want to do a live on Thanksgiving, Brandy. So we might have to move it up a week.
I don't even know where I'm going to be on Thanksgiving. Because this year we're supposed to be going up to Lisa's family side. So I might not even be home to be able to do it.
Right.
So, but I just have to be told where I'm going. So that's up to the wife to tell me that I'm going here or we're staying here.
Right. Well, we'll let y'all know when movie night is. It's not on Halloween next month, is it?
Why don't we do... Okay, here. Can I make a suggestion?
What?
We'll do it on your channel. We might as well just... Whatever. We'll do it on your channel, but we'll do it during my time slot.
I don't want to have to take your time slots away from you all the time.
I'm going to be on there with you. Who cares?
Okay, or we can if you don't mind that, I'm cool with it.
Or, well, we can do it on my channel on a Tuesday night during, for that 1 month.
Okay, whichever way.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. And also, guys, since we're talking about it already, what?
Go ahead.
Since we're talking about it already, Brandy has graciously given me her time slot also for the Toys for Tots auction. So as of right now, we think the solid date for that is going to be November 15th, and it starts at your live starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I don't think there's anybody on before me.
We might start 30 minutes before, it depends. And instead of having multiple auctions set up like we were going to throughout multiple weeks, we're just going to have like a slot of 10 go up every 30 minutes until we're done. Depending on how many we get. It might be a little bit over 10. Depends on how many donations I get in. But I think that's the way it's going to do it. Tylock's coming on with me. I've already confirmed it with him. Brandy's invited. Umpty said he might come on. So, should be in for a very fun night. And if anyone else wants to come on, I'm going to ask Mama J. I don't know if she'll be available. But we'll see. But I want to have a full house that night with my 6 people filled. So, we'll think about who else can be put in there. But I want to get Mama J in if she's at all able. We'll see. But I doubt Cherie will come, but I really want her. I'm going to ask her anyway. But Tylock's coming. Brandy's invited. I haven't told her yet, but she's invited.
I just found out. And by the way, you didn't need to ask me about that because you know that not my time slot. It's just the time that I normally go on. So
I know. But you're right. I don't care if people. If someone, I know there's people live right now. I don't care. I think that's the stupidest thing to get all like up in your ass about is when people go live. I think that's the stupidest thing. No one owns YouTube other than YouTube. YouTube's the only one who can tell you when not to go live. Okay? We all own our own channels. We can do whatever the fuck we want to with them. So if you get mad at someone because they go live at the same time you do, you need to think about your priorities a little bit. Just saying. But because it's not about respect, it's just about when a person has available time in their actual life to go live and hang out. That's literally all it really is about. But the reason why I wanted, yes, Mama J does own YouTube. We do have to put everything past Mama J.
No kidding.
But the reason why I wanted Brandy's time slot, basically, I wanted to ask her not to go live because I know a lot of people who watch mine also watches hers. So I didn't want people to be like having to flip through and do everything or whatever. But thank you for
Batman. Well, absolutely. I mean, for such a good charity and because we're such good friends, I would always support you. And, I was very, very honored that Roo Crew, gave up their time slot, in the time that they went live to do the Death Nut things. I regret doing the Death Nut. I honestly do regret doing the Death Nuts, but I appreciated that because then you don't have that competition and it's all about support and truly believe in supporting what Caitlyn's doing as far as is this charity, and I'm working on something. I haven't shown it to you yet because I want it to be a surprise.
Ooh, nice.
And yeah, because I'm working on, Mama J kind of knows what I'm making for her with her hair bearer, but I'm working on both of them at the same time. Oh, cool. And it's been really hard to remember to hide them when you guys have been around. Okay, I'm doing my 500 sub live on Monday the 4th at 10. Okay.
Mark it on your calendars, guys.
Mark it on your calendar.
And also, Umpty is going to be doing his charity for breast cancer. I know that's what you're probably going to talk about next, Brandy. He's going to do his thing for breast cancer research on his website. It's basically a tester also for my auction. And it's going to be like a sticker bundle. If you guys buy the sticker bundles, you get put on a wheel to win different prizes. So, yes, Mama J, if you don't mind. Yeah, I mean, I know I don't have to worry about Mama J shipping it out. Like the winner, when the winner gets it, I don't have to worry about Mama J shipping it out. But I want to just ask everyone the same thing, just so I don't have to worry about anyone having to ship it out other than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It got crazy when I did that one auction where some of it was coming from certain people and some of it was other people, and then like I had to track one of the people down and stuff like that. So I completely understand why. And to carry off of that is, you guys may have seen my posts on Instagram today. My mom stepped up to the plate and started a team. We are Team Binky. That was the nickname that I gave my grandma when I was a kid, and it stuck, and all of the grandkids called her Binky, so she was always Grandma Binky. My grandma passed away, 5 years ago now, from triple-negative breast cancer. And we are walking for American Cancer Society. We have to do 35 miles over the month of October, which is totally doable. The original goal is we had to raise a minimum of 200. The higher that you go, for me, it's just that's more chances of them finding some sort of breakthrough research, because it is impossibly hard on the patient, and it's impeccably hard on the family, because you have to sit there and watch your loved one go from this healthy, vibrant human being to a waste of a shell of who they used to be. And it's an evil, evil, evil disease. It really is. My grandma did not tell us for the first 6 months that she found out that she had the tumor. And so it went from being the size of a dime to the size of a $50. And because of the aggressive form that it was, she had less than a 25% chance of making it a year. She did make it another year, but then it came back with a vengeance, and it hit her in the brain, and it was on her spine and liver and everywhere. And she went down quickly. So my mom, my sister-in-law, myself, Lisa, it was very difficult for me with Lisa, because I don't even think it was a year after my grandma passed away that we found out Lisa had breast cancer. And so I immediately went into panic mode that here we go again. I'm going to lose someone else that I love. And Lisa's fortunately still around. Lisa's been in remission now for 3 or 4 years now. But she still has to go get tested, and every single time it's she'll tell me, she's like, hey, I'm having pain in it's like near the area, and I always fear that we're going to get the result that it's back. So I posted it on Instagram today. I'm trying to get to 400, and it was originally 200, and then everybody blew themselves out of the water. Mama J, thank you so very much. Caitlyn, thank you very much for your donations, and to everybody else that's donated today and shown love and support. If you donate, I don't care if it's $1, I don't care what the amount is. I have created a shirt, a design. It's a heart with my grandma at the bottom of it with a cardinal, because that they say that when you see a cardinal, it's an angel or a person that you love coming back into form. So this cardinal was always on the back deck when my grandma was really, really sick, and it still came around after she passed away. And so there's a cardinal on it, and then what I've done is start filling the hearts. So everybody who donates, if you want me to put a name on there as somebody who you've lost due to cancer, I will put that name on there, and that way I have I'm walking for all of those people, and they'll be right there inside the heart. So I've had quite a few people, thanks to Tracy, BK Phipps, Mama J, Caitlyn. I'm walking for my boss. She went through breast cancer and had to go through chemo and everything else. So I'm gonna vlog it, and honestly, I'm probably gonna need you guys to be a little bit of a boost, because you can get real lonely when you're out there walking. So I'll probably do some vlogging and talking while I'm walking, and so that I can get those steps in and do everything. So if you have the opportunity, I'm not saying go do it, but if you have someone that you've lost and you want me to walk for them as well, if you make that donation, then I will add their name to the shirt and walk for them as well.
Yeah. I'm going to say this very briefly. Here's my PSA when it comes to cancer, and any type of cancer, or any type of illness. One, you have to find a good doctor. That's always the best thing. Because my uncle, who I lived with for several years when I was younger, passed away from cancer because he was so far gone by the time they finally caught it that there wasn't really anything he could do at that point. And he kept going to the doctor. He kept saying that I have really bad headaches. And he would have terrible headaches. And they kept saying, it's your weight. You just need to lose weight and you'll be fine. You just need to lose weight. It's just your weight. No, it was fucking brain cancer is what it was. And no doctor bothered to examine it because they took one look at him and said, it's your weight. And that still pisses me off so bad. Like, I'm not saying like an early diagnosis would have helped him, who God only knows. And sorry, Nancy, you walked into this little rant. Huh? Hello. But it's just it just pisses me off still. And also, if you think that you have something wrong with you, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what sex you are. If you're a guy and you have pain in your chest, guess what? Guys can still have breast cancer. It's not just a woman thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it is. A lot of people are wrong.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have people saying, you don't need to get breast exams. You're too young. You need to wait till you're 35. No. If I have breast pains in my chest, I'm going to get it checked out before. I don't care how old I am. Young people can still get breast cancer. It's rarer, but you can still do it. So if you feel like you need to get checked out for any type of cancer, go to a specialist if you can afford it. Please. Don't bother with the other doctors. If another doctor tells you something like, oh, it's just your weight, it's just this, just that, get a second opinion at the very least. Because you never know.
There's routine tests for other things. I mean, colon cancer, there's testicular cancer, there's prostate cancer. I mean, Mike Stravanoa, he also has pancreatic cancer, just like Alex Trebek. And I was just thinking about him today because I was like, I haven't heard anything from him or heard that he's done a video in a while. And I wondered how he was doing, because I know that's something that particular type of cancer is very aggressive and can actually take a turn. And I noticed, like, Dr. Applesauce, I didn't see anything about him posting about their podcast anymore or anything like that. So I feel bad. I don't even know how he's doing.
Yeah. My heart attack could have been prevented if the doctor would have just done all the tests. Not all the doctors do everything, some assume. Exactly.
Right.
A lot of doctors, and I will say that the same thing can be said about psychologists too. They think that they are like the just total expert and they will just do whatever they want to do and not do it. I'm not saying all doctors are like that, but I'm saying there's some that are. And if you feel like for 1 second that you have a doctor that's like that, go to another doctor. At least once, just to get another opinion. Like,
if you don't think they're listening to you, yes.
And the only reason they ever found the tumor in my uncle in the first place, I forget who it was. I want to say it was Dar. I want to say it was my aunt. Called one of their cousins, who's a doctor in California, and had him call the hospital that he was going to. And it was only because, there's a higher up doctor in California that's wanting this patient to be examined. We'll finally do it. You know? Like, how many other patients did that doctor see that didn't have someone to go call for him?
Right.
And that doctor is still practicing. And it's just, Brandy, you want to post the link to your donation in the chat?
Yeah, I can.
And quit playing with your
I'm
Oreos.
not getting you in the second one either. While we were talking, I sat there and opened the second, and I did not get it.
I'm hoping I got you in the ones that's left so I can do a mold with it. We got into a heavy topic there at the end, but
well, because it kind of goes with the whole October, thing. So
yeah. By the way, Mama J, you have an open invitation for the Toys for Tots auction night. It's going to be Tuesday, November 15th during Brandy's time slot. Brandy has given me her time slot.
It's not my time slot.
We might do it a little bit earlier. I don't know. Depends on how much crap I get in. Now, tomorrow I have to film. And tomorrow I have to start boxing and weighing everything or take pictures of everything. So I can have everything ready for that.
Holy crap! I get $400.
Yay!
I don't even. Who else donated?
I don't know.
Oh, my neighbor. Aw. I love Evil Steve. He's great. All right, so let me. I gotta flip over to YouTube. If I do the noob thing, I apologize.
That's okay. And also, guys, next month we've also decided it's going to be a double feature. Brandy's watching one of my favorite Halloween movies, and I'm watching, well, a movie that she's seen at the very least. Is E.T. like one of your top anything?
E.T. Okay, hang on. Now that I got to close this out because it's tripping me out. I'm seeing myself in like. E.T. was a movie that came out when I was a kid. I don't remember exactly what year, but E.T., the actual character, was huge. Like, everybody wanted the dolls, and Drew Barrymore was the cute Gertie, and Elliot with the, we all put the shop baskets on our BMX bikes and had the red hoodies and wanted to pretend that we were flying across the moon and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was right in there with the same age group as, like, Elliot. And so that movie was super cool. I mean, and can I tell you a little secret? E.T. is the reason why I started liking Reese's candy, and I started with Reese's Pieces and then graduated to Reese's.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. You know how Mama J made that joke about Funko having an affair with her wallet in our crafting chat? She just put in there, well, he's for sure one of Caitlyn's highest paid hoes. So, I love Mama J. I'm going back to try and find the link that you put. It'll probably be easier for me to do it than you. Where is it? I know you posted it today, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I put it in the chat. Did it not show up? I dropped it.
I'm just not scrolling up enough, I don't think. No, I don't see it in the chat.
Oh.
What the hell?
I don't know what the hell.
It's in my story on Instagram.
There it is. I see it. I got it now. I got it from the chat. Or from the... There you go.
I don't know why I wasn't working. I did post it.
I don't know. Probably you just misclicked or something.
Well, no, you just posted the YouTube video.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we're all fucked up tonight. Forgive me. Why did I even post a YouTube video?
Language.
Oh yeah, that's the worst that's ever been told on my channel. When I was with the Roo Crew, I was trying so hard not to curse while the girls were on screen. Oh, I did a good job though. I made it. Okay, now is it good? Is it a viable link? There we go. Good.
That is good. Oh.
Yeah, apparently it was Angie's first one too. Well, we're gonna ask Angie to come on next month. No guarantee, but I'll ask her. And if anyone else wants to join me and Brandy next month, we're gonna do Halloween Town and ET. So I know Angie's seen that too.
It kind of works because they do go trick or treating during ET, so it kind of works.
Okay, good. I didn't know that. At least we're staying on point. Oh, there is an ET pop. I forgot about that. There's only one.
Yeah. Right? I think there's a Gertie one too.
I only knew about the ET. They need to make more of that. They're redoing a bunch of pops now. They need to redo some of the classics. Again, I've never seen it, but I know it's a classic. If they're going to redo pops, at least redo the best ones.
Let's see.
You need to watch Halloween Town, Nancy. It's cute. It's not like scary or anything. It's a Disney movie. It's cute. But only watch the first two.
I know I'm almost dead positive there's a Gertie pop. And I thought there was an Elliot and an E.T.
I have no idea. I know I've seen figures of the kid on the bicycle, Elliot, I guess. E.T. Are you trying to talk like E.T. right now?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if that was on purpose.
There is an Elliot pop. He's in his red, and he's got... I need to get that because he's got the Reese's Pieces in his hand.
Oh, cool.
And I'm pretty sure there's a Gertie. I know I've seen Gertie before.
Mad Hatter, I gotta ask, is E.T. one of the pops you have on display or one of the ones you have in the storage bins? Okay. Hang on.
Dang.
Matthew just pulled it up.
There's a looks like there's a mystery in E.T. as well.
Oh yeah, I knew that too. Okay.
And then yeah.
Look on the screen.
And then E.T. $65. What?
Matthew pulled it up.
Oh. He's smarter than the average bear.
Okay, so.
And then Gertie.
Yeah, I knew about the action figure thing. Those action figures are stupid.
I remember they did the E.T. figures in Happy Meals or something like that. Like there were all the different like E.T. with his heart light glowing and stuff like that. And there were like foam fingers that you get. We had the big long E.T. finger.
I just now clicked into YouTube. I'm making more people mods because I always forget to do that. I don't know why I never mod people. I need to start modding people. I know you two are both mods. But yeah, so we'll do E.T. and Halloween Town, which I honestly don't know if Brandy will like that one or not, but I'm still gonna make her do it. So, and then November, we've already decided Brandy also has to watch a movie that I've seen. So yay! And then I have to watch a movie.
We decided that? Okay, great.
Yeah, we did. Remember, I told you you were gonna watch the animated Wonder Woman movie.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then in December, Matthew's coming back, and I'm watching Christmas Toy, right? Muppets Christmas Toy for him, and then I'm gonna watch Brandy's Christmas Story, which I have seen Christmas Story, but it's been so long ago I don't really remember it. I remember the kid getting stuck to a pole, and that's it. That's all I remember about him. So, are they Funko? Or, because I know Funko's done like little golden trophy-like things before.
I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Like off topic, and I don't know how long you want to stay on, but what do you think about the new gold figures that came out?
I think they're a ripoff of Rock Candies, and I just want Rock Candies to come back. That's what I think about them. Oh, they're from the 80s. Okay.
Okay. Ooh. Somebody else just donated.
Good.
Thank you.
That's good. I'll watch hers first just to get it over with, and then I'll ease up with yours.
Thank you, Matthew. My movie is shorter, Caitlin. Of course.
I forget how long Halloween Town is. I don't think it's that long. But yeah, I used to look. I have an entire shelf full of Rock Candy figures, and I left space when I put that shelf up because Funko hadn't announced that they were stopping them yet. So there's still space for more on there. But
Santa Concrete Martians. What?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying they don't really like them that much. They like what they represent, like the characters or whatever, or the people, but they don't care for the figures. I just rather have Rock Candies come back. We didn't get enough Marvel of that series. We got some DC, but we never got enough Marvel. from the rock candies.
I think I've seen rock candies like twice in real life.
I got about 40 of them. Well, not 40. That's too much. I probably got about 20.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Hatter says Halloween Town from 1998. Hour and 24 minutes. It's from 1998?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no wonder I didn't watch it. I was 21. I was out and partying. Santa Conquers the Martians is an old black and white movie. Interesting.
I have over 30, I think. Probably not quite 40. Close to. Because I liked them when they come out.
I just ate Pikachu.
I ate Mew.
Really?
Yeah, I ate it. What else am I gonna do with it? I mean, seriously, I'm not. I ain't selling no one a $50 cookie. That's stupid.
I was looking for Cheetos shaped like Donald Trump's head. I mean, come on now.
What now?
But I will say I probably am gonna keep one of those packages like sealed in my collection, just to do it. Oh, 50 minutes. That's good. Well, I have the box of Wonder Woman Funko cereal. I just wrapped it up in saran wrap and it's on the Wonder Woman shelf. So I'll probably do the same and put it on my Pokemon shelf. Up there.
You are watching Christmas Story for Christmas, yes? Is that what we agreed on?
I'm watching Christmas Story for you, and then Matthew's coming back, and we're watching
With the Christmas toy.
Yes, I'm watching both. And you have to watch the Christmas toy too. That way we're all even.
Oh yeah, of course, I will.
Okay. Yes, I ate a grail.
Grail.
Kill me now.
Well, which ones aren't grails? Because I have like 6 Pikachu, so that can't be a grail.
Apparently, the 2 rarest ones are Mew. Mew's the rarest, and then the next one after that is Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff?
I think so.
I got that one.
I think in every box you either get a Mew or a Jigglypuff. That's what I've experienced thus far.
Yeah, I got that one.
They sell cereal box protectors, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh crap, I've been having saran wrap over mine for years. Okay, I need to get a cereal box protector.
Honestly, I'm pretty ticked off about this thing because the whole background is curving on me.
Wow.
I didn't get any of those. I'm waiting for the Wonder Woman one to come out. Surely they're going to make a Wonder Woman one.
I also don't like how they screw the heads of the pops to the back of the container either.
Oh, that made my night. Well, they have to. I think they learned their lesson with the albums because remember there were so many that were loose. So I think that was their trying to stop that. I
know, but the AC/DC one that I found, and the same thing I've heard from other people, is that screw moves and then it snaps the pop in half.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I don't like that there's a hole in the back of his head.
That sucks.
Well, I gulped down 2 Jigglypuffs already. I'm going to eat Rowlet now for Jaylee.
I also need to get another protector for my Megazord because at the con the other week I noticed that one's starting to fall apart, so I need to get another 6-inch protector for that. Does anyone sell like a hard stack for that?
No.
Hang on, Mama J just asked me a very important question on Instagram that I must answer her.
Oh.
Thanks to everybody who's still sticking around. I know Pop Force 1 is live.
Yeah, we're going to stop in just a minute, guys. I'm going to give her the answer and she won't know what the hell I'm talking about, but... I also don't know if I spelled the first word right, but it's close enough that Google will put it in there for you, Mama J. But I got to know what her response is for this question, why she asked me. Oh no, that one's not supposed. Okay, you're holding it upside down. She just asked. Okay, so privately, I'm gonna totally spill secrets now. She asked me what Pokemon looks like a penis, and I told her the real answer to that question is Dynamax Meow. Google it. It looks like a penis. It looks like, and it's also several stories.
Dynamax Meow.
Yes. And then she has a picture of Lapras upside down. It does upside down. You're not wrong, Mama J.
Where's that one?
Hang on.
Oh. She's right.
I didn't see it till she put that in there, but yes. I'm going to bring up an image of the one that I'm saying is like a penis, because I thought that when they first announced it.
Oh, he does kind of look like a penis.
Oh, that's fine.
Although if there are barbs on the ends of penises, then that's scary. There's little whiskers coming out. If those were on penises, we'd all be in big trouble.
Look at this thing.
Oh my god.
You can't unsee it, Matthew.
And there's also, how do you spell the other one? I don't know. Okay, that one.
This is sperm.
Exactly. And then
Or a tampon. It kind of looks like a tampon.
Here's the thing. So I remember when Gen 8 just came out, when those cards that just came out, Last Ketchum was always saying that she would always pull this card and then pull this one in the same pack. Hang on.
No. You can't have a cookie.
I don't know. Am I spelling
that one looks like a tampon.
You're right, it does. But it also sort of penis shaped. And then she would always pull this Pokemon in the same.
Have you ever seen a live penis?
No.
Okay, there you go.
But this is supposed to be a milk drop. It looks like cum.
Again, how do you know?
I've watched porn.
Well, this conversation has degraded ourselves right down, haven't we?
We went from the movie to cancer to penis.
Well, hi. Yeah. Well, that's all you, girlfriend. You're the one that's this one looks like. Well, actually, it's Mama J's fault because Mama J is not much better than Fox when it comes to talking perverted things.
Neither am I, honestly.
Also, speaking of fundraisers, if you guys, Fox is also running a GoFundMe for Spectre for Mama J's son. He got in a motorcycle accident, and we're trying to raise the funds to get him the parts that he's going to need to repair the bike. So reach out to Fox.
I've never seen one of those either, Mama J.
Well, I meant like in person. No, she hasn't, and I kind of knew that. Matthew can show her off screen afterwards.
No, thank you.
Matthew's like, yeah.
If I get you in the swap, I'm gonna commission a nude from Fox and put it in your box. Because you enjoy them so much, the partial ones that he puts in the swap chat.
No, I don't. That would be the same thing if you're getting a nude of one of my actual brothers and putting it in there. I will vomit. Not to mention that Fox is a lot hairier than either one of my brothers.
No.
Okay, guys, so on this high note, we'll probably end the stream about now. Matthew, thank you for coming on. Again, you're going to come on in December. Next month, I'm going to ask Angie to hang out. I know she's seen both of the Halloween Town and E.T. And if anyone else wants to jump on that night, just reach out to me. Let me know. Pretty much anyone's free, and I can hold up to 6 people. So if you're interested, just let me know.
It's white. It's supposed to look like cream, but it technically looks like cum.
And Matt Hatter, you also have an open invitation if you want to put up with this bunch of bullshit. You always have. I know your work kind of ran late for you today, so that's no big deal. Just let me know when you want to come on. And also, guys, I haven't firmly decided it yet, but I'll probably do my charity lives that I did last year in December again. I haven't fully decided yet. It just depends on money at the time, but I'm leaning towards doing it. So far, I've already asked Mad Hatter and Roo Crew to come on whatever week in the month that would work better for them. And so I'll reach out to a few other people. I want to try and get different people that was on than last year. just to switch it up a little bit. But
Means
yeah, guys,
I'm not
and also
invited.
what?
We're not invited. Say.
Yes, you're invited.
Bye-bye.
Well, Fenway wasn't on, so she's invited. You're not. How about that? And if she decides that let you on camera that night, that's okay.
Oh, you're gonna dictate when we go on camera? That's a sad situation.
And also, guys, remember, donate to Toys for Tots. If you donate $5, if you done it in the swap, this is what you're entering for. The signed Nightwing pop. You can also do so by donating directly to Toys for Tots. Send me proof via Instagram. You can scribble out all your private information. I don't care about that. I just need to know that you donated at least $5 directly to Toys for Tots. If you want to donate something to my auction, please have it in the mail by Halloween. And also, again, the night is going to be November 15th in Brandy's time slot, usually on my channel. So, and so far, Umpty has an invitation, Tylock has an invitation, Brandy and Mama J have an invitation. So we'll see who else gets to come on. But anyway, guys, that will be it for tonight. Your friend's invited, but you can't come. Exactly. I'm the dictator of this channel. I decide what happens. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for coming in tonight and spending time with us. And remember, like always, y'all, it's a community, not a competition. And we'll see y'all later. Bye.